Nice. Hello everybody, welcome down to Trafford Golf Centre. I'm Matt Fryer and I'm here again today with another video tip to help you improve your golf. So if you're new around here guys, don't forget to go and follow me on all my social media platforms. You'll see the links for those there. And also remember, hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss another tip to help you improve your game. So today, we're talking about one of my favourite topics again, club face. Face is king. We've got to pay attention to what the face is doing. Shouldn't slap it so hard, it's cold and it hurts your fingers. Whatever this is doing is going to control ultimately what happens down at impact. We hit the golf ball with this, so we need to know how to control it. Now today's video we're going to be looking at actually how we release the golf club, what we want to be doing through impact, because some people will understand how to do it, some won't. Some people may think they do and be putting themselves into a bit of a risky position. Obviously at the moment I think there's a big fad on the internet about shallowing the club out, and when I get people in for lessons and they've watched a couple of videos on it, they put the club into a great position behind them sometimes but leave the face wide open. Like seriously open, and it can cause shanks, it can cause massive blocks, it can lead to a world of trouble. And when they think they've interpreted the video right or the move right and just forgot about the face, obviously that's going to have more impact than putting the club into a good spot. So we're going to look at how the lead wrist, the lead hand, can play a role on how we're going to release the golf club throughout our golf swing. So as we are making a golf swing, generally what we want to do is have a natural release of the golf club. It will be rotating the face as we go through the golf swing, and ideally in the perfect world, that face would always be square to the arc that we're swinging on. If it isn't, we've got to try and make manipulations to try and get it closer. Now if we were swinging close to plane and we had a face that was square to the arc the whole time, life would be very easy. It's not. It's golf, it's tough. But if we can try and get it as close to square as possible, we'll have more success. And one of the things that we tend to see, if you haven't already, make sure you go and watch like some of the grip videos, because how we hold the club's going to influence how we release it as well. But if you've seen the video on if we've got a nice neutral face at the top where we're talking about the lead wrist and the lead forearm and the leading edge of the club in that video, what we can then do coming down into impact from transition into downswing is get the face working how we want to, so we can just let it deliver back to the club in the best way possible and create the best impact possible. Now, one of the things that I tend to see obviously as a coach is a lot of people coming over the top and hitting a slice shot. So what we see is something where the face is a little bit open. The face isn't releasing, it's being left open to the path, and then it causes this slice shot. So if you are a slicer, you know, definitely give this a try and get the feeling of what we're going to try and do in this drill here to help you release the club. If you do release it with your slice swing, you'll just hit like pulls or pull hooks. If you're someone who's blocking it, this might help you to release it and get it back towards target. But what we're looking at is the lead hand and the role that's going to play here. So what I'm going to do now is grab possibly the greatest notebook of all time. It's Harry Potter. If you don't like it, we'll probably never be friends. If you do, you know, comment down below. Got some markings on there. If you know, you know. What we're going to do is have those facing towards the target. So we need those facing, and then what we're going to do is place the spine of the notebook into our fingers, and then we'll have the thumb running down like this. And one of the things that I tend to see quite a lot of is something now where if we think of this being the club face, as we take it back, as people come through, it's left wide open. So if I was hitting the ball this way now, that face of the notebook there is pointing straight towards you. The face is looking massively right of target there. So I'm going to hit something either where the heel's really exposed to the ball, or I'll just manage to get it on the face and it's going right from there. No two ways about it. What we actually need to do is something where we're letting this lead hand turn over. So as I get back to impact, and you will have heard the old analogies of get the glove, the logo on your glove looking at target, which I think is a great one. What we're going to see there is it comes down, we feel that this left forearm is starting to rotate. So if you thought a little bit about the thumb positions, as we start it's pointing down pretty much at the ball. As we go away, it's pointing back out away from the golf ball. On the way down, it's then working to pointing back at the ball, if anything slightly left of it. And then as we go through, it passes over a little bit more. So here now, you can't see the markings on the book. What we tend to see, like I say, is someone who comes over the top, leaves it there, cuts across and then flips it last minute. So if we can get something now where we're working it all the way through, and what you might notice here as well, if I just put a close-up video as I do this, all of a sudden my lead wrist starts to bow, or flex if you want to call it that. It starts to bow a little bit here. We get this bowing sensation and it allows the face to start to rotate here. And with that, that would help me deliver a better dynamic loft, which is the loft at impact of the club. So it would help me get a little bit of shaft lean. It's going to help me compress the golf ball. If I get the one where I'm cupping backwards here and getting the actual logos on the notebook looking up towards me, I've added a lot of loft here. The shaft would be leaning back. I wouldn't get that great strike and I'd see a lot of problems from there. I'd have to make some big manipulations. So if you're able to get this feeling happening on the way down where you feel that the hand is actually turning over, what you'll notice as well is that my body's always working with it. I'm actually rotating at the same time out into my finish position. Obviously the hips from in transition would start the downswing and we get the rotation, but what we see here is something where it's a constant rotation. I'm not having to stall my body and then work my hand because it's not doing the correct thing. If I've just got it naturally releasing here with this feeling, I can start to see that everything's syncing up and I'd start to hit more consistent shots. I'd be in control of my club face, I'd be getting it square down at impact and then letting it release through into the follow through, letting it, like I say, follow that arc, let it be square to the arc all the way along, as opposed to really open and then flip it shut. And the one thing, like I say, I do see a lot of at the moment, people looking for this shallow in motion, getting stuck in here, the hands working away, as you can see there, thumbs pointing back out, heels exposed, shank, good one. Let's see that we can get it here. Let's see we can get this face starting to rotate a little bit more, so then we can start to deliver a solid contact and really be in control of what's happening. Once you've had some rehearsals with this, pop it down gently like that. As I say, it's the greatest notebook ever. Then just start to feel you're doing the same, and it might be that you might be a little bit more trail hand dominant in the same way. You just practice the same thing, but just find one which works for you and then try and emulate that feeling here. And as I do this now, the face is starting to rotate over. And even if you wanted to grip really close to the hosel, so your thumb was just on the ferrule there, and you did the same thing, you can see now that my face is starting to turn over more there. So I'm really in control of the release of the golf club and I'm letting it work over in the manner I want. So now I've got that feeling ingrained. I just hit some short shots, feeling the same thing as I've gone through there with my notebook and those short swings. Awesome, nice, probably a 2-yard draw, maybe 1.75, but you know who's counting. And all I did was feel the same thing as I went through there. Nice and smooth. Just let it, oh, it was so good. Turn off there. And a really solid, crisp contact there, just by thinking about how I want the face to release. What am I letting it do as I go through these swings? I'm not leaving it wide open and then trying to save it last minute. I'm just letting it turn naturally on the way through. Let it feel like it's releasing all the way through the swing, just working relative to my arc. And all of a sudden, I've got some really solid, crisp, straight golf shots. A little bit heavy on that one, but It's not too bad, it's pretty straight. So getting control of your face, guys, getting control of the release. Can you get it releasing down at the right time? Can you square that club up at impact? If we can get it looking towards the target and swinging pretty neutrally, we're going to see a lot more success, and we won't have to make loads of manipulations as we go through. We'll see a lot of success with the golf shots and the consistency of your golf shots. I hope this video has helped you guys. If it has, give that like button a hit for me. Also comment down below, is there any more tips that you'd like to see or any areas you'd like me to cover? Remember to follow me on all my social media platforms. You'll see the links for those there. Hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit the bell button so you don't miss any more tips that could help you improve your scores. If you do want to come and see me down at Trafford Golf Centre, all the information's linked below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video to help you improve your game.